What's up, guys? Doordash here, and I'm coming to you with a comment reaction video. So I promised Michael that I would come back here, or Mike, with a response here to his comment that he left on one of my videos in regards to what I'm doing with the iPhone SE. As you can see, I still have it. I did not return it. And I want to give you my thoughts on it. I want to tell you, I realized I never really summarized that. I never really let you guys know what was going on with it. Now, I want to remind you that this phone, I had picked it up originally on a deal from AT&T because there were some customer service issues with my account in regards to my iPad purchase. And they were giving me a discount where I was going to get the phone for basically $100. Well, that all got messed up. And ultimately, what AT&T ultimately ended up doing is they gave it to me for free. They actually ended up taking the $100 that was going to be owed and just made it so that I was completely whole, and they gave me the phone. Now, I did, you could say this was right, wrong, whatever, but I wanted to have a line over on Xfinity. So I moved that line over to Xfinity Mobile, which actually ended up getting me a $400 credit when I moved over. And I took that $400 credit and applied it to my S22 Ultra, which pretty much paid that off. I think I've got like 4 payments left over on that. So I was able to parlay that into a free iPhone and an almost a virtually free, because I got like, I think it was $200 off when I signed up. I got like $200 off on the S22, and then I got another $400 off, and I think there was like $199 left for a couple payments, and actually that should be paid off here within like the next 2 months. So then I will own my S22, I own my S22 Ultra, I own my iPhone SE all outright. Anyways, I know that doesn't get into the answer about the SE and how I feel about it. So the answer is I didn't return it because they gave it to me for free, and I wasn't going to return this phone because it was given to me for free. It's a great phone. As I said when I did the review of it, it had what was the previous flagship chip inside this phone, which is the body of a phone that came out now, I think 8 years ago. So this phone is lightning fast. Whenever I use it, I always get great great responsiveness. I'm able to do anything I need to do. It's snappy, it's quick, it does a great job. The only downside to this phone right now is that it is battery. Okay, the battery life on the phone is a little bit spotty because obviously it's not a big phone and it doesn't have room for a big battery. But even, I will say, Apple's done a great job with some of the chip things that it's done with it to help regulate battery life. So I can pretty much get a 4-hour shift out of it with no problem if I use this phone exclusively, and it's on running that maps, all that good stuff. Now, the place that I believe this phone is really greatly marketed at, right, is not as your primary phone. I would not say, I mean, you could run this as your primary phone if you wanted to, but I really don't believe that that's the ideal spot for this phone. This phone is ideal for a backup phone. If you have an Android and you want to have a backup iOS phone, and you can get a great deal on this phone, do it. If you have an iPhone and you want to get a backup iPhone to have 2 screens, which I recommend you always should do, and I've put out a video on how to do a multi-screen setup with iPhone and get the most out of it, I recommend this phone is a great one to pick up if you can get a good deal. The ideal spot of this phone is the idea of price. $429, no, I would not pay full price for this phone. But if you can get it for free, like I did, if you can get it for $199 or less, or sub $300, great, go for this phone. It's a great entry point. If you're somebody who really likes the home button and you're not wanting to give that up, great phone. Now, the question was posed here, how am I using driver utility app on this? I am not. The answer to that question is I am not. A lot's happened since I made the videos first of last year when I first got this phone, and this phone had come out, and I was pretty high on this phone, and I thought, okay, it had just come out, and I was like, you know what, I'm looking for that third iPhone. I got it. I was intrigued by the old, nostalgic form factor of this phone. So shortly thereafter, as I mentioned, I have an S22 Ultra that I got through Xfinity Mobile, because I wanted to, I got curious. I had only experienced Android on a Z Fold, and the Z Fold experience I did not find very satisfactory. But I had heard about Driver Utility Helper, I had heard about Maxymo, and I really wanted to experience that. So that's what prompted me when I signed up for Xfinity, and they were able to give me a deal with discounts and things that pretty much was, less than what I was paying for my cable and internet at the time. Adding in this phone line for the S22. So I began that journey with Android using this phone. I was so impressed when I got this phone that I said, I want to try out the best. So I traded my Z Fold for this guy right here, which is the best experience you're going to get on an Android, and for the S22 Ultra. And I got rid of my Z Fold 3, traded for this. I even have tried the Z Fold 4. I've tried the flips. I keep coming back to this. I really love this phone. It's a great phone. It's fast. It's got 12 gigabytes of RAM. It does everything you need to do, and it runs all the apps great. Tonight I'm running, as I will do occasionally, I continue to try to use this because this has the lesser RAM, and this is a phone that's closer to what most people are going to be willing to spend to get into an Android. They're not going to want to spend $1,200, $1,300. So I continue to test this and continue to try workflows out on this and see how they work, which is what I'm doing tonight once I get done with this video. But that's the answer to that. I don't use iPhone for it. You can't. Hopefully maybe something comes out. I will tell you, Para is coming, has functionalities, and I'm going to be doing, I'm optimizing a setup, and I'm going to be doing a feature on Para and on how to set up a multi-screen approach, similar to what you get on Samsung, with auto decline enabled, because Para will allow you to auto decline, will allow you to flag. A lot of the functionality I really like can all be done through the Para app for iPhone users. It's not perfect. The one issue right now is there is nothing that links Doordash in there, but it will let you do that with Grubhub and Uber Eats, and can really help with those apps and take a little bit of the pressure off, so you're allowing those to be automated in the background while you're dealing with Doordash. And really what helps with the multi-app setup. So that's covering that issue. Now, the other question was, should you buy the iPhone 14 Pro? And my answer to you is, if you have the money, if you have a deal, yes, 100%. I love this phone. This is my favorite iPhone for gig work. There's a lot of stuff, and again, I'm not going to get into all of that in this video here, but I am going to be doing further videos on the iPhone 14 Pro and how you can get a multi-app setup. I've done the multi-phone. I have a 14 Pro and a 13 Pro, and I've used those together. If you're an iPhone lover, if you're an iPhone user, if iPhone is your preference and you will not consider putting an Android in your repertoire of phones, or you just don't want to buy one because this is all you can afford, this is a great phone. This is the phone you should go for. Absolutely over this phone. This is a backup phone, guys. This, I have to say that. This phone right here is the best you're going to get right now. Now, I have not used the 14 regular, which is the one that all the phone carriers are giving away because nobody wants to buy it. I can't tell you that, it's going to, that you couldn't get the same experience and the same things you see me do with this in my videos on a 14. You probably could. Again, it all comes down to money. But if you can afford this phone, if you have a deal where it's free, like right now on AT&T, you can get this phone for free with $1,000 by trading in an old phone. And certain phones you won't get the full 1,000, but you may get close to it. Then you should absolutely pick this phone up. It is 100% worth it, and that is the phone you should be getting 100% if you're going to go with an iPhone. And I fully recommend the iPhone 14 Pro over the Max. I had the Max size 12s, too big of a phone in my opinion. This fits perfectly in the hand. Everything lines up just perfect. Screenshotting lines up perfect when you're doing the buttons. Back tap, everything about this phone is perfection as far as size, screen, everything. The only thing it lacks is the multi-apping capabilities or the multitasking capabilities that the Samsung phone has. And there's a lot of stuff on this phone. I've done full videos on it that just makes this, for gig work, still the king. But if you're an iPhone user and you don't want all the craziness of an Android, perfect phone right here, paired with the Para app, paired with an iPad Pro. And I'm going to show you all of that in the coming days. I'm waiting for equipment to come in so I can get this rigged up, and I'm going to be bringing it to you because I know a lot of iPhone users are out there wanting and lusting after what you can do on Android. I'm going to show you a comparable setup using the Para app, using the iPhone Pro, and we're going to see how it works. I got to test it out myself first, and then I'm going to bring it to you, and then I'm going to show you what the pricing and everything is on that. So with that said, guys, I'm going to conclude the video. Hopefully, Mike, this helps you make a decision. Go with the 14 Pro. If you can afford it, go with the 14 Pro. The dynamic island's only going to get better. It's going to, I think, continue to be exceptional. I think it's going to be Apple's answer to drop-downs, multi-screen, float over windows, and all that stuff. So go with the dynamic island, iPhone 14 Pro, if you've got a good deal. If you don't have a good deal, don't be afraid of the 13 Pro either. I use it all the time. It's a great phone, and it will carry you just fine. And if you're absolutely cash-strapped and you need to go with a lower-end phone, going with this phone will absolutely not be a bad experience. It's just not going to be the optimum experience that you're going to have. If you like the home button and all that stuff, fantastic phone. I still recommend it. I still use it. I still jump in and out of it. And you really can't go wrong with it. I stand by it that this is a phone that you could buy right now as a secondary phone, and you will have confidence it will be a valid, relevant phone for the next 5 years. I absolutely believe that. Making it the standalone favorite as a backup iPhone to have, so you can run a multi-screen deal if you're not wanting to spend $2,000 on getting, or you can't get, or you don't want to, say you're getting this for free, and you say, you know what, I want to run this one, and you want to go pick it up, and you have ability to do it. Great, grab it. You can spend $400 on the Apple Store, or go on right now Amazon, or pick it up on the secondary market, and you can get it for, right now I've checked, you can get it for as low as $329, or even as low as $300, depending on the model you go with. And you can't go wrong with it. Great secondary phone. You can hotspot it into this phone. I'll probably do some videos on that now that I'm talking about it. And this is a great companion phone, companion device to this, letting this run everything for you. Anyways, guys, jump off here, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video. So anybody else that has questions over the iPhone SE and the iPhone 14 Pro can get them answered. I'm using them. Any questions you have, put in the comments. And any questions you have about any other devices that you've seen me talk about, put in the comments. Let me know. I'll do a full video on them if necessary. Talk to you soon, guys. Thanks for watching. And stay safe, stay profitable, and I'll talk to you in a little while.